Now, what we have here is a real bit of nature. Right here, and you wouldn't guess where we are. But listen, if we come closer, this tree... Ah! What the heck was that? I feel like electricity. Okay, this is the alive electrical tree. Now, as you see, I just grabbed it with my sweaty hands, and that's the result. You get all kinds of shocks. So we don't want to play around with this tree too much, but if we come around there, you can see all sorts of different bits of nature right here in where you wouldn't believe. Before I tell you about where we are, we're going to go a little bit further up the trail and check out some more stuff. Follow me. I'm not going to keep you guessing for too much longer. In fact, I'm going to take a little pause right here, just a little bit further down the trail, and give you some more clues. Oh, come here, let the camera focus on this. Now this, you may recognize this, especially if you're from England. I don't really want to disturb the natural positions or anything of stuff, but I am going to touch this, just to put it in the light so you can see it a bit more clearer. Now I'm going to touch it carefully. I would use my foot to slide it, but I want you to know it's not harmful. It's not harmful none at all. In fact, we can actually look at it carefully. You may recognize these from back in the day in the UK. These little pine cones. Yes, I'm not sure if it was King George III or who it was that may have came from Britain and actually brought along this type of stuff. It could have even been Sir Walter Raleigh as he was bringing tobacco from this country. But we're going to do our research to find out more about this. What I'm going to do is place this back in the position where I found it, because it's all very nature stuff, and this is how we leave it here in the wilds. Oh, now, if we look right here, we've got some marvellous species of, I mean, they look like blackberries. I'm sure that they're absolutely beautiful to the taste, but let's just say they're not quite ripe as yet, so I'm not going to eat one right now, and I wouldn't advise you to neither, because I wouldn't be responsible for the results. But let's continue walking and see what else we can find in this marvellous nature reserve right here in South Florida. Come on. I should have shown them that big spider. Huge. It was ginormous. It was so massive it scared us. We didn't have time to get out the camera and start filming it. It looked like it was getting agitated, and we decided to run. Right, we've just come through the prairie overlook, and we're going to continue down. We've got many different sections of this particular nature reserve right here in South Florida. Come along. Right, I mentioned a bit earlier on that we saw this big, great, huge spider which actually had us shivering, and we took off like whatever. But right now, this one doesn't look scary at all. It looks pretty friendly. It looks like a pretty friendly creature. We're going to see if we can get you right in on this. Now this spider, it looks like it might be called a stickleback prick. But we'll do our research about that and let you know. It's got some lovely, as I say, like pricks going all around its head. I'm not sure if that's actually his head, because if it is, it's just got one eye. But this is the nature that we're dealing with right here in your backyard in South Florida. The camera person that asked me about this swamp. So if you come and have a closer look. Now we can see it's littered with these lily pads here, and I'm pretty sure at certain times of the day you'll see frogs and other insects having their jump and splash around and doing their things that they do in nature. But what might be surprising to you is that this is not actually a natural swamp, or I don't know how to put it in the most honest, realistic terms, but what it is, this is actually Coconut Creek. This is part of the original Coconut Creek. This is the creek. Now what's actually happened is that over the years and due to development and that type of stuff, the water has subsided and disappeared, and they've used the area for other stuff. But now, what we've done now here, when I say we, it's a collaboration between the city and the county and the state. This water is actually pumped. It's actually pumped back right here into the creek to form the original Coconut Creek as it was 50 years ago. I'm going to show you more about that in a few minutes. I see now we're coming to a junction. Right, we're coming from the Prairie Overlook, that's where we've been walking and we saw those features. But right now we're at a junction which has got, you see, it's got no signs. It doesn't say boardwalk or it hasn't got any signs anywhere right now. I didn't bring my compass with me because basically I just thought I'd be able to deal with it. I got GPS, but it's not working right now out here, and my navigational skills is all gone to pot. So I'm not sure which way to go. I think we're gonna go this. I think we're gonna go this way. No, I think let's go this way. Come, let's go. I think we averted the emergency. I think we found where we are. Yeah, that's actually the way to go back. We've just come back from down there. As you can see, that was Wetlands Wonder South. That's where we saw the creek. I explained to you about the creek that's been rejuvenated. This is it, the nature trails. This is where we've been. I'm so glad to say that if we come this direction, this, I'm confident to say, is the way out. Now, as you remember, a bit earlier I did mention about the creek, sounding like I really know what I'm talking about, but I'm not some mad buff that just knows everything. I wish I was, but that's not the case. I actually read up a little bit about it earlier. It's the rewatering project, restoring the Cypress Creek. I made a mistake earlier, I said Coconut Creek. It's actually restoring the Cypress Creek. We was looking on the original Cypress Creek, and this here, this building right here, is a massive pump which is pumping 8,000 gallons per minute into the creek, restoring it to what it was over 50 years ago. As you can see, we're in Fern Forest. Welcome to Fern Forest. This is like a little museum. Come over here. First of all, let's just move. We did get a bit lost earlier on. You can do what we didn't do. Have yourself a trail map. It'll show you everywhere you need to know. Forget your GPS. We've got several exhibits. We don't want to speak too loud and wake them up or anything, but we've actually got a real snake in there. Look at the size of that. You can only see a bit of it. It's inside of its housing, but you can see a bit there. Got its water and everything. Now this is not real, so don't have to worry about that. This is an example of what you might get bitten by out there if you went by the Maple Walk. Florida Kid Care. Excellent place to bring your kids around there. We'll tell you the exact address in a few minutes. Slightly camouflaged, but if we come around, it's a real snake actually shedding its skin right here. That's a real snake. It might be having a bit of a sleep. Its skin is being shedded right now. You can't actually find its face. Oh, you can see it moving. If you look over, you can see it moving. It just, oh, there's his head right down there. It just started to move a little bit. This is the Fern Forest. For those of you who come from Jamaica, don't get it mixed up with Fern Gully.